up, everybody, and welcome to Drinks with Johnny, coming to you on a very special Friday. It's a special Friday for all of us here at Drinks with Johnny. I'm here with my boys, Sam Hawkins and Brandon Lombardo. We are remotely, of course. I am in Florida. They are at their homes in Pennsylvania and California. I've got a show tonight, my second show back with Avenged Sevenfold in over 5 years. We're going to be playing at the Welcome To Rockville in Daytona, Florida. So I'm hanging out in Orlando actually right now. Took the family out to the Disney parks the last couple of days. So that's been my week. How about you guys?
I got we're recording early, so I got some work later today. You guys are over on the East Coast, so you guys are a little further along. Brandon, what do you got going on today?
I just wrapped up some breakfast with Shanye, doing some chores around the house, working, hustling, grinding. It's fun.
It's not as fun as last Friday, which
it's not.
I think we need to talk about.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
You guys want to start?
It will be.
Do you guys want to start about?
Else, but
do you guys want to start? Hey, hold on. Do you guys want to start with Las Vegas? You want to start with Florida? What do you guys want to start with today?
Let's go in order. Let's start with Vegas. That happened, so let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay. So last week, obviously, was the first show back for Avenged Sevenfold. We did a surprise, kind of surprise. It was like 24-hour notice before. And we had 3,000 people show up to Area 15 where we had that immersive experience. You guys went to the Punk Rock Museum the next day, right? Or that was the day of? I was getting
It was the day
of.
of. We had an action-packed day.
Yeah, it was busy.
You guys, why don't you guys talk about your day first? Because I think a lot of our listeners already know what happened with me.
Oh, well, I have a lot of questions about the prep of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Punk Rock Museum right at the top. Brandon and I we were scoping out. We went with Shanye. I dropped off some of my action figures that will maybe be sold here shortly. They were super accommodating, Melanie and Tolly, aka Nubs, and Vincent or Vinny from Less Than Jake, who's now doing their store, and their CEO Colin, who actually said he worked for Cinderblock and he worked with Avenged back in the day. So I don't know if you ever had contact with him, but man, the place is beautiful. When I walked in, when you think of punk rock and Fat Mike, you kind of think of all over the place, but I don't know why I thought that, because he runs a very profitable, Fat Records is an iconic label. The guy knows what he's talking about. And the team they have there is great. And while it's structured around a history of chaos, it's so well done. And there's just, it's beautifully done. What do you think, Brandon?
No, I thought it was cool because they break it down by decade, by region. It was really fucking well laid out. Even if you didn't know punk rock, you could kind of walk through there and get a sense of the history of punk and appreciate it. There's a lot of dicks too, so that was cool. I definitely took a picture.
You just love the cock. You just love the cock.
I don't love it,
man.
I don't love it. I just think it's funny.
You put in all your art, and you love seeing dicks everywhere and other people's art. It's amazing.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. He's a dickhead. That's
he's a total dickhead. He's a total dickhead.
But no, there was a guitar, and the headstock was a dick. That was hilarious.
That is pretty hilarious. Whose guitar was that?
Do you know, Brandon?
It was mine. I put it.
Yeah.
So I got a.
I saw that video. I saw that video you posted today. Was that you, Sam, that posted on Drinks with Johnny?
Yeah. You like
the video of the museum? I loved it. I didn't get a chance to get down to the museum while I was in Vegas. There was just too much other shit going on. But I plan on making a trip back. I didn't know. I knew that they had a little corner for us or something like that. The crossover corner. We're a part of it as Avenged Sevenfold. And then I saw that you. How did you? Is that video on loop and you just picked it out where I was? Okay, because I was like. That was serendipitous if you just were filming that and then all of a sudden it's the one shot of me at Warped Tour with my mohawk when I was 18 years old.
It might be. So in that corner, it's also kind of tied to Warped Tour. And it was really random too, is where they had this Airlock Snowcore tour, which I went to at 1996. And I was like, holy shit, I was there. And then I looked, they had 2 set lists from Warped Tour. And one of them was the one I went to, and it literally was from San Francisco in 2003 that I went to. I was like, holy shit, I was always wondering what the lineup was. But a funny story about that video, and you guys can all go to watch it on our social media. You'll see they have a video TV with a loop, and at that time they were playing a set from Avenged Sevenfold from Van's Warped Tour. So I'm standing there and I'm filming and I'm doing a little loop, and I'm like, oh, this will be good for Drinks with Johnny. And I shut it off. And as soon as I shut it off, there's this dude sitting next to me. He's probably about our age, punk rock guy. And he turns to me, he goes, as soon as I push stop, and he goes, too bad their first 3 albums were the only good ones, right? And I go, I think you're talking to the wrong dude. I got a podcast with this guy. He goes, oh shit. And I go, and if you don't like that, you're gonna hate the new album. Goes, all right, nice talking to you. And he walks away with his tail between his legs.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. No, you never know. Maybe he'll come full circle on the new album. You never know. He just probably won't listen to it. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's it. He's not open-minded.
You got 3. Yeah, you got 4 albums in between these. The first 3 and this one. It's like, okay. This guy's probably given up on us a while ago. But it's all good.
But it was great.
Put music out.
I saw like John Feldman's guitar there, and I texted him like, "Hey, does this look familiar?" and things like that. And Bad Cop, and Bad Religion. There's just so many friends of the show there, and it's really great. And I don't know, we were talking maybe some future of a live podcast there. We'll see. More to come on that for the listeners.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic. I would love to do something with them. Not have seen it, but all I've seen is videos, of course, of it. But it looks so cool. I think it'd be a good fit.
Cool. What is your prep on Friday before you headed out to the?
Well, before you do that, I feel like we just cut off Brandon.
Yeah, you did. It's all right. It's all right. No,
but Sam is so good at cutting people off. By the way, it's so amazing.
It's all both of you. How many comments do we get where it's Johnny never lets the guests talk? Now it's Sam. Jesus Christ. Now I know where it comes from.
The show is called Drinks with Johnny, though. I don't understand why people don't get that. Of course it's about me.
Well, now
I'm bringing famine. You got to talk.
I'm bringing a drink into it because they had a bar at the Punk Rock Museum, and one of the cocktails was based off of something that Fletcher made. It comes in a fucking Pringles can, and you get Pringles with it. It's wild.
That's fucking rad. That's rad.
It's a tall boy too. It ain't it's a short stack.
They pop it open and they pour the chips in a basket, and then they use the thing to fill it all the way up. What do you remember? What it was? Was it beer and something else?
It wasn't, dude. It was like a cocktail. It was like.
Oh, was it? You're big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta get me one of those.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have to try it. And then they also have a tattoo parlor there. So if we do a live, there's definitely room for penalties if there's a game to be played there. So
that would be fun. That's dangerous. I like it. I'm in.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about your day, bro. What did you do?
Well, I woke up and was feeling pretty great. To be honest, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this day is here. I've waited 5 years for this. For all the listeners who are fans of Avenged Sevenfold as well. As much as you guys were anticipating it too, just know that I was feeling the anticipation myself, and it means the world to me. And I just woke up happier than I have in a long time, and I was ready to go. And unfortunately, a couple hours into my morning, my wife called me and informed me that my 14-year-old dog had passed. So I was dealing with a little bit of emotions there. I had knew that the show must go on, as the great Freddie Mercury once said. And so, I tried to get through my day as I planned it. I got a nice massage, as I try to do every time before a show, to get in prep, to just kind of calm the nerves, relax a little bit, get a good workout in, which I just did today as well, and then got a quick little haircut right before, headed over to the venue. We were watching the Laker game as they were playing the Golden State Warriors, which really sucked because they went on. Our set there was about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was watching on my phone in the dressing room at Area 15, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, this is gonna fuck with my show. I need to know." And then luckily, someone on side stage gave me the thumbs up that the Lakers had won, and I was very happy and was able to finish the set. But yeah, I mean, the prep day is. I kind of went back to what I knew prep day was 5 years ago. It was just wake up, drink tons of water. I do all this stuff anyway for the most part. Work out, get a massage, then get myself all cleaned up, groomed up. I like to feel good, so I give myself my own little spa day usually. As silly as it sounds, to get a pre-show nap in so that I have plenty of energy on the stage. And then just start warming up backstage. It was really cool this time because we had all, minus my son, there was Cash and River and Nikki were out. So it was really fun for me to like give them a fist bump before I went on stage, and they were all in the dressing room talking and stuff and having a good time and hanging out with one another. It was a very different dressing room than I remembered with all the kids in it. Let me put it that way. Um, but it was really cool in a very different way. And then just as soon as we got on stage, uh, I mean, we were playing a new song with a lot of serious connotation of it. We played "Game Over" for the first time. And no one had heard "Game Over" unless they had heard it in the immersive experience, and you could tell no one had heard it because they were just like, "What the fuck am I witnessing right now?" And I couldn't help but smile because I was just like, "Dude, this is just too fun, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing is right here on the stage in front of these people." And it was 3,000, and afterward hung out. Matt Hardy and Rebby were there. That was incredible getting to chat with them and introduce them to Matt's parents, and Matt, who are all big wrestling fans, and they popped pretty hard on that. That was fun for me to introduce them. Yeah, and I don't know. Then we just went to the casino after that. Me and Brandon stayed up for way too long with Shanye and a bunch of other people, and just it was a bunch of friends and family hanging out at the center bar there, and it was a lot of fun from what I remember. So maybe Brandon might have a better memory because I was on cloud nine and definitely a couple deep.
Yeah, a cowboy threw a guy on me. You remember that?
Yeah, didn't Sean like shove the shit out of him?
Yeah.
And the guy like went flying. I was like, and he
Yeah.
was not a small guy. The dude went flying. Sean's powerful, man. I didn't realize.
I mean, he can
Yeah.
break a face
It
open.
broke the guy's face.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. You never think of it though. He knows how to throw his weight around, I guess. But he fucking shoved this dude. The guy went fucking flying, and then the security came over and apologized to us. I was like, because I didn't know what happened. I just saw this guy go flying and Sean looking pissed, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was so that was pretty wild.
I just remember like I'm pretty sure it was like 5:30 in the morning and everyone's just like chilling and like calming down. And then Johnny walks over from the bar with fucking four tall beers and four like I think old fashions, and everyone's like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? Like, we're chilling now. Like, it's all good."
It's bedtime.
I was partying, bro. Like that was that was all for me too. That was the part you left out, Brandon. I wasn't sharing it. That was all for me.
Wow, I'm kind of glad I went home. No offense, I love it, but I
Yeah.
did have to drive home at
When
7.
you left, yeah, when you left at Area 15, I was like, I knew you had to leave early the next day anyway, but I was like, oh, we're going to the hotel, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then I never saw you at the hotel. I was like, where the fuck did he go? Also, in your defense, I did hang out at Area 15 for a little while. I was hanging out with Brian and everything. We didn't even get over to the hotel till after 11, something like that.
You
Maybe it was
missed
like midnight.
we watched Little Miss Nasty. That shit was wild.
Oh, I was able to watch it, so that's funny. I got to watch a little Miss Nasty from the window. Our dressing room had a window that looked down onto that immersive experience.
Gotcha.
That is the burlesque show. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was awesome to watch while I was warming up, and it was really funny because there was a couple graphic parts, and as I said, there was kids in our dressing room, and they got a show at
Oh
the
yeah.
young tender ages of 9 years old. It was pretty rad.
Oh yeah. And let me say, an unnamed friend of the show gave us some magic candy bars that made that show fucking insane.
Ooh. All
Yep.
right. All right. I
Did you do
didn't
that
know
before?
You-
Well, obviously before, right?
Right before, like right after the show, going into the
Oh.
after party. Yeah. Fun
a friend of
times.
the show. I'm gonna have to ask who that was after. Obviously, you don't want to say on the air, so that's
I'll
interesting.
call him out. I don't give a fuck, but yeah.
He probably wouldn't want you to call
Yeah,
him.
he wouldn't want to. That's why I won't. Yeah.
And we try to be nice to our guests here at Drinks with Johnny.
He wasn't really a guest. He was someone we were with all night. So
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
gotcha. Okay.
Dude, I gotta say, man, the crowd was awesome. So we were up at an upper part, and Brandon and I. So wait, before I go into that, the crowd. Let's start at the top. So you play Game Over. Matt comes out with a mask. I didn't know that that's a thing you're thinking, and that was actually very dope and different, as you guys always do. Was that? I mean, I'm sure it's something Matt had in his head that he came out for that, or is that a new merch thing that's coming out?
It's both. And Matt wanted to do a ski mask anyway, And he had the idea. He's, I want to come out to our shows, especially the first several back, and I'm going to be wearing a ski mask for the first song or so. And then it kind of developed into this whole thing. And then I think he and Zach had the idea to start selling those. I believe is how it as. I'm a little hazy on how it all played out, but yes, all those things it was very intentional. Like yeah, it was the look. It is the one the We Love You mask that we sell currently. So yeah, I think you can get it online at A7X World. But if you can't, you got to go to a show. I know we sell them at the shows for sure.
Well, I thought it was cool. He also mentioned someone tried to give him some glasses, and he goes, "I'm leaving the shades behind." It's a new era, right?
That was cool.
Look.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know how long that's gonna last though, because he was complaining about the lights a couple of times in his eyes.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like, dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think he's either gonna have to get used to it or he's gonna go back to the shades. We'll find out tonight, I guess. Because I'm like, dude, you can't control the lights at the festivals. Like yeah. And I've done both glasses and non wearing my entire career, so it's like I know what the difference is. And but he's been like strictly glasses for so long now. It's like. It's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts.
I like how you do the shirt change, like you do outfit changes, which is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
and adds to the performance.
It's so funny to me that you guys like didn't know that. I guess you guys haven't seen.
Well, it's been how many years?
All the time.
I've never seen you play.
I always do that. That's funny. Yeah, Brandon. Let's get Brandon's take on all this because he's never seen an Avenged Sevenfold show.
Hey man, every one of the jams I wanted to hear, so that was like great. But what blew me away was when you guys played "We Love You" and that fucking bass kicked in. Holy shit, bro!
We looked at each other. And we both were like, "Whoa, dude! Like this is a new era of Avenged."
Yeah,
you feel it in your chest, and it was like parties on, and the crowd ate it up, dude.
Went nuts.
Yeah,
dude. Tonight,
and that song was dropped. Yeah, it'll be even crazier tonight. We got a bigger show, bigger thing, and the song's been out for a little over a week now. So I mean that song came out when we announced everything the night before. So not everyone heard it,
but people knew.
Not everyone though. Some did. Yeah,
bro.
Sure.
A lot of that crowd knew the song.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I was happy with the reaction on the new songs for sure. And then Nobody. That was our first time ever playing Nobody. First time playing those 3 songs, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun to play those songs. Like, I love the crowd reactions, but for me, it was also just like I have to be a little selfish on these first few shows, and it was like, for me, this is making it fun for me right now. Like, I love playing these new songs. Like, this is so great.
It was awesome, but then when you close with "Little Piece of Heaven," dude, you had everyone up on that fucking balcony just like belting it out. It was an emotional moment. It really was.
Brandon, were you teary-eyed, Brandon? Because I looked at you and you looked like you were emotional. You were like that.
Yeah.
And that song, looking around, you're right, Brandon. Everyone was moving because even like my friend Bubba, who was with us, he's not, well versed in Avenged, and he had a great time. He said it was really cool. The crowd, he was commenting on how amazing your fans and crowd is, but that song got everyone. He was moving, everyone was moving. That song fucking hits. And I was curious because you usually end previous ones with the song before Unholy Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
So when we've
always done it. Unholy is always the last regular set, and then we do an encore, and that's usually something a little bit bigger, like a Little Piece of Heaven or something. I mean, sonically bigger, and like a Little Piece of Heaven or something like that. But we're switching everything up. I mean, as you said, we're giving a facelift on everything, really. I mean, that's the whole idea. We don't want to come back out and be like, hey, we're still Avenged Sevenfold, we're the same band. It's like, yeah, we are, but we're also 5 years older. We've grown both in age, obviously, and artistically. Like anybody else, we're just growing artistically, and we want to switch things up and challenge our audience, and it's super fun to do. And our audience is great because they like the challenge. Obviously, they've been with us for coming up on 25 years here pretty soon, so I think they get it, and they want to be challenged, and we love challenging them. So like we're gonna keep pushing the bars. That's what we do.
was interesting. I listened to you and our buddy Dewey, and you guys talked about the fractals and the new setup of what happens in the middle. So I was really curious of what was going to happen because, not knowing what your set was going to be. And then, so the listeners at home know, towards the end of Unholy Confessions, they had to stop the show. There was someone in the audience. Avenged, you guys,
Oh yeah.
to your credit, do a great job of making sure everybody's safe and having a good time. You stopped until it was all done. And then I was like, oh, well, how are they going to pick up the pieces? Luckily, it was towards the end of the song.
Oh yeah, we would. That one doesn't have any backing tracks that were on a click to or anything like that. So we could have started the song back up. But the reason why there was a curfew, we'd already pushed the show back. There's a noise curfew at the venue because it was outdoor.
Gotcha.
So which we have a noise curfew, and that's common. They have noise curfews at all these things. Even in Daytona, 80,000 people, and the noise curfew is at 11. I don't know why it's always 11, but it seems to. Or no, tonight I think it's 12. Actually, but whatever, neither here nor there. So there was a noise curfew that we were coming up on the timing of that, I believe. So yeah, I guess that contradicts my earlier time of when I got to the hotel because we didn't get off stage till about 11, so I didn't get over there till probably 1.
No, I said goodbye to you at 11:30. So yeah,
yeah, I didn't get over there till about 1. Shit, man, that puts a new perspective on why it was still light outside when I got to my room.
Dude.
Well, it's hard when you're in those Vegas casinos. You can't see outside. You don't know what time it is. I'm not checking my phone when I'm hanging out with my boys. That's not happening.
That was
And
a rad
girls.
casino
There was girls,
too, though. That
girlfriends.
was it was a brand
What's
new
up?
one, right?
Where'd you guys go?
The Resort
Yeah.
World.
Oh, I don't even know that one. Interesting.
Well, it's 3 hotels in one. That's why they call it Resort World.
Oh,
And
okay.
we were at the whatever the fanciest one is supposed to be. Is what I was told. I don't know.
What hotel are you at tonight, John? What city? What room?
I'm actually far from the venue. That's why I'm a little pressed on time. We're leaving here in a few hours to get to the venue. Actually, I got some time because I'm getting my massage here. I'm leaving in about 5 hours to go to the venue because it's an hour and a half away.
Oh shit!
I'm in Orlando. Like I said, the last 2 days I hit all 4 Disney parks.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Super dad. I'm a super dad. All right. I came out here for a show in front of 80,000 people, and I took my wife and kid to all 4 Disney parks. Last night, Brian brought his family and met us at the Magic Kingdom, which was the last of the 4 that we went to. Those parks, dude, I went on 3 of the most insane rides I've ever been on. I'm not a big thrill-seeking ride guy, and these rides were fucking incredible for me. Like,
Which ones?
I have to talk about. So the Avatar one is at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is awesome. It has a safari ride too. They're taking care of animals over there, so it's a zoo and a theme park.
Oh,
Rad.
wow.
I highly recommend it. And they have a Pandora Avatar world, and in there they have a couple of rides. We went on both. The water ride was cool to look at, but it was like for little kids. And then this other one was like one of those virtual ones, but you're in a wall and you're like sitting on this like almost motorcycle-y thing. It straps you in. You wear these goggles, and it like you actually feel like the idea is that you become an avatar. And I swear to God, you're looking in front of this thing that looks metal. It's probably plastic. Everything goes dark, and then you open up, and all of a sudden you're in Pandora. Like it was, I don't know how they did it. It was fucking incredible. The technology on it was fucking incredible. The way it moved, it wasn't like the typical ones. You know what I mean? Like I looked around a bit because I was like getting too immersed in it, to be honest. I looked around a little, and I saw all the people. You're in a wall, just staring at this gigantic screen, and all of us are moving in these crazy ways. It was technologically insane to me, so that's why I gotta talk about that one. And then the other one, we went on this one called Mount Everest. Brought Frankie. He was barely tall enough, and we're like, oh, it's a Disneyland ride. It's not gonna be that crazy. Holy shit, dude! Like we went. It takes you up to like the highest point of this, fake mountain or whatever, and then you go up even higher, and it looks like the tracks are broken, and you're just fucking sitting there hanging. And then all of a sudden it starts going backwards, and then it starts going faster backwards, and then like you're going, and then a whole bunch of shit happens. At one point, you're going backwards in a loop-de-loop.
Oh God!
And I'm there with my 6-year-old son, by the way, sitting next
And
to my 6-year-old son.
aren't you scared of heights?
I'm terrified of heights. Terrified.
It sounds like a nightmare for you.
It was in a lot of
In a
respects,
great way.
but it was super fun. It was super fun though too. And then there's a drop that like at towards the end there was just this massive drop that I wasn't ready for, and like being scared of heights, I was like, holy shit. And and then I look over and Frankie's eyes are just bugging out, and he was like, "That was awesome." I'm like, I'm screwed. He's a thrill seeker. I'm screwed. Because he's 6, dude, and he went on like the most insane Disney ride I've ever been on, and he was loving it. Now the last one, which is the fucking best one I'm going to talk about, was the new Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot Center. It's where we went the second park of the day, same day. We go on Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It kind of looks like it's going to be like Space Mountain-y, whatever. It was like Space Mountain on fucking steroids. The carts actually spin around 360. There's holograms in the room, and the music is playing. It's fucking awesome. There's holograms in the room, so you're spinning around the planets that are all hologrammed out. You're going backwards. You're doing everything. It was fucking awesome, and the technology in there too. All the screens, all the everything in there was like top fucking notch. Like, I swear to God, during the pandemic when they had to shut shit down in different places, they thought up the craziest, coolest stuff for these new rides at these theme parks. Because it's like, I understand I'm not a big roller coaster guy, so take that for what it is. But I've never been on anything like those 3 rides. Like they were next level cool.
I haven't heard about any of those, so it's great that you're talking about. Like, I didn't even know they had Avatar rides over there. And that's
you have
really
to go to there. This is what I learned about Disney World is that there's 4 different parks, and they're all gigantic. So we did a lot of walking. It was crazy, and it's hot. It's fucking hot in Orlando right now. So it was pretty gnarly, but luckily they did have places. Almost every cart had water, and you could get it for free too. But we'd buy our bottled water, and I would grab a beer. I was just like, I need an ice cold beer right now. About halfway through, it was pretty wild. But yeah. So they have the 4 different parks, and there's rides at every single park. The only one that was like it was still really cool for Frankie. But like Hollywood Studios, I would say if you're going for rides and stuff like that, you can miss out on that one and still be fine.
well. They don't even film stuff there, right? So it's not like the Hollywood at Universal
Well, I
Studios.
mean, they do have the original Tower of Terror, which was sick and is different than the one we have at home in Southern California. I do recommend that ride. That was cool. It actually, that box that you're in actually moves around and does like a little tour of the hotel first.
Oh.
And then it takes you to the spot where it picks you up and drops you and picks you up and drops you like an elevator. It's all Twilight Zone, which I dug. I dug. It was all Twilight Zone.
That's right.
So that was a sick ride. I take it back. You got to go to Hollywood Studios. Go to all the fucking parks. There's something at every park. I don't know why I tried to fake the funk on that. No, it was really fun, and having the family out. Let's bring it back to the show tonight. Because having the family out, that was the whole point. I got my show in Florida. It's the first big show. Festival of 80,000. We went from our 3,000 last week. Now we're jumping into 80,000 for the first time in 5 years tonight. And my son has no recollection of any of the shows that he's ever seen. My wife hasn't seen me play in a long time either. So we decided months ago when we knew that this was coming up that we were going to make a family vacation out of it. Show Frankie what Dad really does. He's not just a podcaster and stay-at-home dad. He does some pretty fun stuff, and I'm super. I said in another interview, I'm just super proud of my son and everything that he does, and I want him to feel that proudness for me as well. And I just want him to see all that, and I think it'd be really cool for him. It'd be a really cool family moment. So that's why we peppered it in with like this whole. We're gonna be an hour and a half away from the show. Let's go take him to Disney World. I haven't been to Disney World in years. I only used to go to Epcot for the drinking. So to go there and actually ride
Tour the
rides
world
and stuff. The tour of the world is like the best thing ever. When we used to come here and play Orlando, if we had a day off, I would always go to Epcot and just start on one end and end up on the other and make sure I got at least one drink in every world. It was super fun. I was a lot younger then too. But yeah, now it was all about the kid, which was fucking awesome. It made me do stuff that I usually wouldn't do at the parks, and so yeah, family vacation. They're here in the other room right now. I'm in the hotel. I gotta start getting ready for everything. But
are they going to see a cameo of Frankie maybe like at the other show, or is it not going to? Is it going to be different at the festival?
I don't know. That was something that. That Matt, I didn't know that Cash and River were going to be up on stage. until they were, because he had a shirt that River got all of us to sign before, and wanted to throw it out into the crowd, and yeah, it was cool. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring them on," and I was like, "Cool, man, that's awesome." So I don't know if I mean Frankie will probably be on side stage for part of it, so you'll be able to see him if you're there. You wave to him, he probably won't wave back because he's probably gonna be like really overloaded with stuff. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be different for sure. I mean that was more of an intimate show, so I think that's why the kids got to get on stage and stuff. I think. Yeah, I got to imagine. I mean, it's a bigger stage. It's higher up there. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're just going to, we're going to fly by the seat of our pants as we usually do and have a good time. Not on everything, but the fun will be by the seat of our pants. We know everything else going on.
I hope Lacey records them during Nightmare, because I was showing my kids the crowd, when you guys have them and everyone says you're a fucking nightmare, and it's just like a beautiful thing to see, just a crowd in unison yell that. And I show my kids because obviously that's their favorite song of your guys's, and my son and my daughter both like totally ate it up. Like, that's pretty cool, because Charlotte's first concert was seeing you guys at the Palladium, but she was like 3 years old, so there's a lot different setting and things like that.
That was for Hail to the King. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember she was backstage. I got to say hi to her before I went on stage. That was super cool.
Oh, she remembers that. That's very important to her, and I appreciate that greatly.
That's important to me too. That's awesome. Man. Yeah, that was the underplay for Hail to the King. That was the Palladium show. We had it. Yeah, we wanted to do. That was the release party for the album actually. So yeah, that was fun.
Korn was backstage too. They showed up and watched half your set. I don't know if you know that, or I'm sure you got wind of that.
I'm sure I said hi to him. I don't remember everything about the night. I know.
Well,
yeah.
Piggy, I'm
sure I
Piggy's
said hi to
them.
him.
I don't think they were there when you got off stage. If they did, you saw them in the back. They ended up leaving towards the end.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
Did you go to Sick New World, guys?
Brandon went to Sick New World. I had to go home because, as I said before, my dog had just died, and I had to. As soon as my show was done, I went home to console the family. There's nothing you can do other than let them know. Just be there for the wife and kid.
That's hard.
I made it to Sick New World, but I was sick because I explored a new world with Johnny the night before until 6 in the morning. It was that shit on me, bro. It was a hot day. And it was a lot of walking around in direct sunlight. I don't remember a lot. It was a blur for real. And then I had to catch a flight
I saw some
home.
cool stuff. I know Matt went. Matt went. Dude, I want that actually segs me to something I wanted to talk to you about, Sam, and Brandon too. Like the 100 Gex set, I guess went off. Matt was talking hell about that.
Bro, it was fucking wild. I did catch that. They're great.
Really?
I love 100 Gex.
They're so good,
dude,
man.
Is it just them, or do they have a whole band?
It was just those two.
That is the band. It's just those two. So, Sam, I know you don't know enough about 100 Gex, but there's 3 bands that I have been listening to nonstop, and it's the only music I've been listening to, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's 100 Gex, 1,000%, and I really would like if you could find a contact, and we got to get them. I want to talk to them. On the show, off the show, whatever. I'd prefer it on the show, but whatever. I want to talk to these guys about how they create the music that they have, because it's next level cool. It's very inspiring for me to hear a new band do something like that. It's really cool. So that's one. White Reaper. Have you got Brandon or Sam? Have you guys listened to White Reaper?
No, but I see their name popping up everywhere.
Dude,
they're on a lot.
You gotta go listen to their latest record. I know they have other records. I haven't done too much of a dive into their catalog, but their newest record is so fucking good. It's some ways a throwback, but then it's different, and they're just a rock band. You know what I mean? And at times it sounds, they have riffs that sound like something off of Metallica's Kill 'Em All, and then there's other times where I hear like Thin Lizzy or Early Kiss. And then, but the melodies are all good, and the recording is so good. This is another thing I want to talk to these two bands about. Is they obviously are conscious of the mastering, like we are. Like when you put on their songs or their albums, the volume is a little bit lower, and that's so that they don't peak out what they've actually recorded, which means they recorded something really fucking well. And I love that, and I love that they're for the longest time the industry standard was to put everything up to 10. It's like, dude, but that fucks with the dynamics of the mix that you spent so much time doing. So we could get into all that technical shit, but I just want to bring that to both of you guys' attentions that those two bands we need to talk to, and would love to have them on the show. So if if anyone's out there listening, hit us and has some, third party contact to either of those artists, just fucking hit us up, DM us, hit us up on Twitter, whatever, because that would be huge for me. I'm just such a big fan for the last like month or two. I've just been listening to them nonstop, and then I'll throw in my boys of the Dirty Heads with Midnight Control. That album is so fucking good. That I could get. I'll text Jared. I want to have him back on the show, but I was thinking maybe we could find a cool way to have them back on the show because they've been on twice already, and maybe we could bring in some of the other guys. Maybe John and a couple of the other dudes would want to come on as well. Maybe we get the whole fucking band on. I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. So Midnight Control is like my family's favorite record right now.
It's the new one because they released a second.
Midnight Control 2 is an EP. It's like it's got like 3 or 4 songs on it. I just listened to that for the first time the other day, and I texted Jared like that Lennon song was straight fire. Like, and he said he's all, dude, that was supposed to be for a solo project. He's all, but it was too good. I wanted to put it with Dirty Heads. So yeah, nice. I'd love to talk to him about that too. So yeah, like I was texting with Jared yesterday. Like we're gonna do a vinyl swap and a merch swap because I want to rep some stuff, and he wants to rep some stuff when we're both out in the summer and different. Obviously we'll be in different festivals and different shows, but we'll both be out in the summer. So maybe we could have him come out, come talk about all that stuff.
I'm a huge Dirty Heads fan, and I'm a later fan. I think in the last 2 years or whatever. But when I heard on the radio, they've been on K-Rock, they've been playing it, and it just came up, and I turned to the family. I was like, "Oh fuck, they got a new one! I got to check this out." So I'm glad you reminded me because I've never actually. I don't think I've ever really crossed paths. I'm sure they've been at one of your Halloween parties or whatever, but I don't think I've actually bumped into them.
Oh man, you'd love them. You'd love Jared and Duddy and John and the whole crew. I know those three are the ones I know the most, but I've met all the guys, of course. And they're just
watching you three together is fun too. You guys obviously have
we've
that
been
friend
friends.
dynamic.
We've been friends forever. We've been like they're Huntington boys. They went to Marina. They were a few years ahead of me, but they went to Marina, so we have like the same cut from the same cloth, so to speak. But yeah, love those dudes. Love to have them on anytime. But I even told Jared, I was like, dude, I like all of your stuff. I pretty much love all their stuff. At least love all your hits. This album is by far to me your best, and he agreed. He was like, I'm very honest about my stuff. He's all, we were firing on all cylinders on that one. I was like, dude, it shows. That's
it's
a
so
great
good.
record.
Have you heard it, Brandon? You've heard it.
No.
You haven't? Oh, check it out.
I got to check that out, and I got to check out White Reaper because those two sound great, and you guys are talking them up so much. So,
well, White Reaper, I'm going to check out today. I've never heard of. You'd heard about it, Brandon? Just on social? You haven't listened to them, though?
I heard about them. I've seen them on a lot of the festival like ad mats, but I haven't heard them.
Incredible.
Got to check them out.
I was just listening. This is what my morning has been so far. Day of show for Daytona Rockville. Woke up and had my cup of coffee. Got down to the gym, hopped on this elliptical stair stepper thing that they got here, and I threw on 100 Gex album. Oh, that's another guy we got to get on the show. Have you guys ever, when you're listening to an album on Apple, after the album stops, it starts playing something that you may like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So right after 100 Gex today, I wasn't paying attention that it was the end of the record, and JPEG Mafia came up. So I listened to the JPEG Mafia song. Nice. So obviously there's a correlation, like whatever, there's a crossover. And whatever song I heard was really, really good. Like I was like, whoa, JPEG's good. I only know him as a buddy who's been over to my house with Darby and stuff. But
I just know him as a guy at a cock block from having sex in your
Nah, bro, he's on tour right now with Danny Brown. They're fucking killing it.
Dude, that's so. We got it. We'll get JPEG on too. That's an easy call. I talked to him last time I saw him in January. I want to talk to him about the last time he was at my house if he'll speak freely about that. But that guy. I was like, dude, I gotta give this guy some more looks because the song I heard was like a little Kendrick, a little Lamar on it. I was like, dude, this is some solid shit. Like
he's doing something really different.
Yeah. And so anyways, so then that song came on and I was like, and I was still on the elliptical, and then I was like, what am I gonna listen to now? Well, And it's either gonna be Dirty Heads or White Reaper. So I put on White Reaper, and I was listening to it again, and I was just like, damn, this is so good. And then I came back in a hurry, realized I didn't bring all my real equipment today to film this show. When I left my house on Tuesday, apparently I forgot some stuff that I needed to pack to do this. So sorry for all you who are watching this on YouTube right now, and that quality's shitty. And if you're listening, I've done my best to clean it up. So I hope you're digging it. But yeah, so that's why I'm also like just all sweaty and looking like crap because I just got done at the gym and I didn't know we were gonna film this. And then Sam was like, "Oh, we should film it." A little backstory to this episode for you guys. And then now I'm gonna go eat, get a massage, and get ready for my first festival in over 5 years.
Dude, I'm excited for you. I know we're all proud of you, and it's just fun to see this point in life. It's a nightmare scheduling things, but I am happy to have that problem because, dude, you've just been so much happier, just excitement and things like that. Brandon, I don't know if you felt it too with him. It's just like you can definitely see he's in a good spot right now, and this is definitely your arena to shine, man.
I got to agree, man.
Is that
like
pun
I said,
intended?
we talked about it on an earlier episode. I never saw or met Rockstar Johnny, so this is the fun version of you. I like it. I like the energy you bring to the table.
That's such a funny term, rockstar.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't like it.
Corporate came. That was a bad name too. So you know,
brought it back to wrestling. I love it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're gonna be talking to Darby soon too. All you listeners, we got to talk to him about his 4 Pillars match coming up. He's down to come on the show, and he's got another little fun project he's doing. He wants to talk about too. So we're gonna have Darby on very soon. I just got to get the scheduling going. So just get everybody excited for that.
fun.
Yeah, man. Well, I like
right,
that you named some good bands. It's very eclectic. Everybody look forward to hopefully a little more eclectic season. Our tastes are all over the place. You heard Johnny right there. I mean, those 3 bands are all over the
Completely
place.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't wait. I can't wait for people to discover them. We have a takeover on Octane coming too, I think, and where I gotta record and pick some songs that I want to play on there. So that's gonna be fun for the Octane listeners.
I love it.
All right, man. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for taking the time with me today. Why am I thanking you? You're the co-host. I just did it like as if you're a fucking guest.
Yeah. One clear up before we go. Those in the audience at the event show last Friday, that was not Jelly Roll up on the deck. It was Shanye. There was literally like people.
Did people think that it was Jelly Roll?
Yes.
People were taking pictures.
No.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That makes me so happy. Thank you for that. I had no idea. That is so great. Shanye is Jelly Roll. No, they're the same person. I'm convinced now that they're the same person.
It might be, man. It might be.
Sorry, now I'll let you do your closer.
No, man, that was great. That was great. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you guys when we see you, I guess, or fuck off next time. But yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for a show now, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And to anyone listening on the way to Daytona for the show tonight, can't wait to see you out there. Gonna be a great time, and thanks for coming. Until next time, as always, cheers.